Hey everybody, this is Alzorath, and welcome back to another Diablo 2 bonus episode. Today we're doing more magic findy look at stuffy things. Basically, we're identifying a bunch of shrunken heads. Yes, that's because we're kind of like interesting here. Shrunken heads have a similar advantage to the Druid pelts in where they can get a +3 as far as like a specific skill, and then they can get +2 to Necromancer overall, or a specific tree of the Necromancer on rare helms. Rare shields. These are all Necro shields, and they're going to be 5 different variants as far as the aesthetics go. As far as the kind of boost we can get everything from +2 all Necromancer skills to +3 to, say, Bone Spirit or something like that, and actually have a decent shield out of that. The unique Necromancer not helms, I keep calling them helms because they're heads. Necromancer shields are pretty good. They've got some solid options there, and if you're just looking for something reliable, they're one of the things you can go for. But you can get some really interesting combinations on rares with extra block chance, resists. You can get sockets on them, which none of the Necro unique heads can get more than one socket because they're unique and you're just getting a socket from Larzik. You can get various other traits like plus stats. You can get hit recovery. Generally speaking, shields are going to have really nice defensive properties just naturally. These also have some plus poison damage. There is one thing worth noting, that while you can't usually get poison dagger on these, it is possible through failed rolls. You'll generally not run into this, but it would be a cool thing to have if you had it, because these already usually have poison damage added to them. So we're going to go ahead and identify through. Our goal today is pretty much just some +5 heads. If we can get some sockets on them or some resist, that would be even better. Poison, summoning, and bone skills are the 3 kind of categories I'm looking for plus skills in. Do not want a +5 curse anything. It's kind of garbage, so yeah. But you can actually get some pretty decent mods on a Necromancer shield. Like if that one had +2 skills, it'd be a really nice summoning shield, because you'd basically have +4 summon resist and +5 skeletal mage, but we don't have +2 skills on that, so unfortunately it's not going to be that amazing. I'm not expecting, I'm expecting maybe we'll get like 1 +5, and if at that, I'm not really expecting it to be an amazing one. But I have a feeling we'll see several +4s or +3s that just basically get outclassed by the unique shields. I'm mostly looking for just kind of various things that I can kind of play around with on here to make basically interesting builds, or to have just kind of a show off, this is an amazing rare situation. So yeah, I like those. They entertain me ever so slightly. So far not too great. Plus attract is actually not a bad thing. I'd rather have confuse than attract, because confuse would actually give me the ability to not necessarily control a large group of enemies, but minimize their ability to harm me, because they'd be attacking each other, which is lovely. And I wouldn't have to invest the points to actually get down to confuse. So far, nothing too interesting. And unfortunately, it is worth noting, I'm going to go ahead, and this one did not have too many interesting things besides maybe some resists and stuff like that. Not too impressed by our first little batch here, expecting maybe one decent one out of here. But it is worth noting, I have organized it by like the shape of the head, but unlike the Druid helmets, which that one has 2 sockets in it, if it had plus skills it would be even better. It'd be good actually, but unlike Druid helms and Barbarian helms and circlets and stuff like that, circlets you can't really tell it as easily, but Druid helms and Barbarian helms, you can actually go by the color of them to see whether they're going to be worthwhile. If it doesn't have, like on, let's say Druid helms, if it doesn't have a color shift applied to it, like yellow, green, white, any of those, it's not going to be a plus skills one, because plus skills on those, if you have +2 all skills, is going to be green. Period. No ifs, no ands, no buts. It's going to be green. That's just how plus skill items go. These shields, not as much. Although, I forget whether they do it on the ground, but I know that in the inventory they don't. And usually I'm not looking for the color of them on the ground unless it's a really big shield, and these are not big. But yeah, there is no real indicator, so you pretty much just have to identify all of them that you get if you want to get a +5 rare Necro shield. So yeah, just looking through these, seeing if there's anything useful. But so far, nothing too amazing. We've gotten some decent resists, some like ones that would be good if you were just like starting out situation. Like this one, for example, if I were just starting out on a Necromancer, would actually be pretty good, honestly, even to like late Nightmare, because the attract charges and resist. But you can find that in other shields just as easily, and you can get a spirit. So yeah, pretty much the only situation where you're going to be using a rare necro shield is going to be whenever you run into a situation where it's actually better than the uniques, which are relatively cheap in and of themselves, and whenever you possibly want to be using spirit, which is an amazing shield. It requires 156 strength for the Necromancer, but that's not a terrible one. That's +4 summon resist. If it had a plus summon skill like plus fire golem, that would definitely be a good one to take, because it has some lightning resist on there, some damage reduction. It has an okay little bit of poison damage if you were running like a poison dagger necromancer for some god-awful reason, which I eventually do need to make one of those for the series. I'm not a huge fan of them. They're fun, but they're not amazing. So the reason I'm doing this before circlets, by the way, is because circlets are an interesting beast. So you're going to be seeing those soon enough. I've gotten a decent collection of them. I just need to get up to a few more to actually make it at least worthwhile recording, to actually guarantee that I'm going to get at least something interesting. Hopefully 123 of these is enough to get something interesting, but so far, it's proving not so much. There's a +2 curses with life tap, summon resist, and golem mastery. All resist 10. If it was +2 summons, it would actually be an okay shield for a Golemmancer, which is not exactly something that I'd recommend most new players get into, but that is actually an odd little build that you can play around with. Let's just keep going. Decrepify, okay. +3 maximum damage. I always forget that you can get plus max damage on like shields and stuff. That's one of those odd modifiers that it came around because the Paladin change. So, because the Paladin shields. Those I'm not going to collect. The reason I'm not going to collect a bunch of rare Paladin shields is because, for the most part, they're garbage. You can't get plus individual skills on them. So, yeah. I think there was like a mod or something that let you do that, but I don't remember if it was ever in the actual core game. That would have been great if it was +2. Oh my god, if that was +2, that'd be a +4 Poison Nova, +4 Revive, and +4 Terror with good resists. That's like just so close to what I want. That would actually be a good low-level shield though, level 33. You can get that at the beginning of Nightmare, honestly, and just use it. So that would not be bad for leveling up. If it was +2 skills, it would still only be level 42 requirement on that, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure on that. And by the way, these are all from Hell difficulty. Just from normal grinding. There's +2 Poison and Bone. If that had an actual Poison and Bone skill on it, would be fine. It doesn't have a lot of resist. This one so far is probably my favorite one, with the +1 all skills and then +3 to Poison Nova. +2 to Poison Nova with a bunch of resists on it. So that would be actually just a good shield just in general. If I didn't have the uniques, I probably would consider that. Let's keep going to 4. What does 4 have? Absolute garbage again? Probably not. I guarantee you, we're gonna find something good in here, I promise. +1 Necro and Poison Explosion, not too amazing. Wow, we're actually getting some without any skills whatsoever. Now, plus skills in general on Necro heads, you may notice are actually kind of uncommon. They're not frequent. You can get up to 3 skills on it, kind of like a wand, but it always feels like you get less skills on these than you get on wands. So we'll just keep going through here. Look for something interesting. Ooh, I wouldn't mind actually having a high block shield for a Necro. You can see the base is 50% on there versus 43 on that. 50% is actually higher than most Necro heads. Higher than most shields. So there we go. I can use words. Only ones that really get super high are going to be your Paladin shields. That's a derpy shield. It's all resists. It doesn't. If it had sockets, it'd be kind of fun for a melee necromancer, but it's okay. Enhanced defense, nothing good on that. Extra defense based on level. That would actually be okay-ish defensively, but generally speaking, you're not going to be playing a character that's going to utilize that. Lower resistant Iron Golem, okay. Now, another thing you can do with Necromancer heads, and pretty much anything that has plus skills on it, is you can find one that has good stats, and then it gives you a +1 to something that you need but don't want to get all the prerequisites for. That can be a good use of it if you're still starting out and just getting equipment. Later on, you generally do want to get more optimized equipment, but for the most part, rare hunting is going to be one of those things that you do on the side while you're looking for the uniques you need. Because pretty much after you get to a certain point, you're going to be running more for runes and stuff rather than magic find. Because after you get like your core item set up, runes are going to be way more important for you. So far we're kind of disappointed. We have number 5 here, and we're getting into the mummified trophies. We're, oddly enough, the frequency of these has been like all over the place as far as like which ones I'm getting all at once. I saved the most uncommon visual for on the sorceress. If we get one of those, that's like an amazing little stat on it. I'd be totally amazed, but I don't think we're going to. I have to say, these are my least favorite ones because they look so derpy in my inventory. As far as like equipping them, they all look kind of weird because of how they hang off your character. I don't really have any Necromancer in my main folder right now. Otherwise, I'd show that off to you. I do plan to bring some more back in, but there's a +2 all skills for resist all, half freeze duration. That's not bad. That would be an okay shield to have. If you haven't found, and +2 necro heads, despite me not finding many on here for some reason, are actually not that uncommon. So getting them before you get a, whatchamacallit, I'm trying to remember, homunculus, is not uncommon. So use your +2 skills. So let's see, mummify, no. Oh, 127 charges of level 9 teeth. That is so useless. Confuse, if that had +2 skills, I'd probably look at that a little bit longer. Faster block rate, Iron Golem, it's only +1 skills. 15% block rate is decent, but by the way, I'm going to put the most important things you should be looking for over on the left. Plus stats are really nice because that keeps you from having to spend as much. And mainly what I'm looking for here personally is I'm looking for something in lieu. I'm looking for a +5er, something that's better than homunculus or spirit. So that would be real amazing if it had +2 skills because that lower resist, of course, that's decent to have in general just on there. That's a decent resist on there. But so far, we've gotten a few decent ones. We haven't got anything too amazing. Hopefully, we'll get our luck into... But these right here are the least common. And these down here are the slightly more common. I think I almost ordered them in common to least common. So we've got decent resist, enhanced defense, nothing too amazing. Again, nothing too amazing. Necro skills and some resists. Iron Golem. If you're going for an Iron Golem guy, I have the heads for you, geez. That has attract charges on it. Poison and bone, all resistance is 20%. That would have been good really, really early on, but the level 40 requirement on it is kind of jank. And if I remember correctly, that's coming from the... Oh no, that might actually be coming from the head itself. Because I don't think any of those mods are level 50-something. So, yeah. That might be a thing. So we're just going to keep going down. Iron Golem, Poison Explosion. So far, we're really not hit. I was expecting a lot more plus skills. Like, we're getting some +2 curses here, some +2 all skills there. Generally speaking, they're a lot more common than this. But we have just not been getting very lucky with these. Well, honestly, if I don't get anything from this, I'll just scrap the recording and build up some more. So, yeah. So far, I'm not too happy with it. Charge Bolt when struck. Skeletal Mage. Yeah. This may very well not make it into... Well, there's another +2 skills. Maybe we'll make this into a video. We're making this into a video. Okay. That is close to a Holy Grail of sorts. +2 Necro skills. That's all skills. Faster block rate. Increased chance of blocking as well, and faster hit recovery on top of that. Always welcome. +3 Poison, so there's our +5er. The other 2 skills are kind of garbage. Life and all resistances and 2 sockets. Okay. That's going to be kept. That will be on the mule whenever I make a mule for this. Can we actually top that? I don't think we can. I don't think there's anything I could... Unless I get basically that with a Bone Spirit or something, or Bone Spear? Yeah. Well, we had one good one, and by God, it made the rest of it worth it. Again, it would be better if it had, like, Bone Spear or Spirit, but still, that's not bad. Throw 2 Rainbow Facets in there to reduce enemy poison resist. Got yourself a decent Poison Necro shield. So, and all resist 19%, or you could go for resist jewels to increase your resistances, although you can probably get your resist somewhere else if you're using this. So, yeah. I thought that was going to be a wash, but right there at the end, we got it. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll get the mule together either probably close to the release of this, because I am recording it fairly close to release. So I might have to, like, dig through it and actually make a proper mule for this. Obviously, with all the trash ones in here, I'll throw in a few unique heads just for you guys to play around with. And yeah, keep gaming, have fun, peace out. This has been Alzorath, and I'll see you guys next time on Diablo 2. Bye.